Hello and welcome to The Explainer. So, what if I told you that retirement wasn't really an ending, but a new beginning? What if one of our greatest, most untapped resources for changing the world was, well, our elders? Let's dive into that.
Okay, so let's start with a feeling I think a lot of us might recognize, or maybe will one day. It's this deep internal tug of war that really sets the stage for a much bigger question about how we age with purpose.
You know, the author E.B. White, the guy who wrote Charlotte's Web, he just nailed this feeling. It's that constant pull, right, between wanting to kick back and enjoy the golden years you've totally earned, and this deep down urge to lean in and make a real difference. As he put it makes it pretty hard to plan your day. And this feeling, it really taps into a bigger, kind of uncomfortable question about the role of elders in our world today. I mean, in a society that is so obsessed with youth, are we accidentally pushing aside a whole generation of wisdom and experience right when we need it the most? This slide really just lays it all out, doesn't it? The contrast is so stark. You look at so many traditional cultures and there's this built-in reverence for elders. Their wisdom is actively sought out. But then you look at our modern society, and too often we see older people as sent out to pasture. It's a huge challenge, especially for a generation that's living longer and healthier lives than ever before. So how do we fix this? How do we bridge that massive gap between this deep desire to contribute and a society that, well, isn't always listening? Turns out one organization is tackling this challenge head on. Need the Elders Action Network, or EAN for short. It was created for this exact reason. You had all these people who had finished their main careers, but they looked around and thought, wait a minute, I still have skills, I still have energy, and I definitely still have perspective to offer. They just knew they weren't done yet. So how does EAN actually guide people from that feeling of being retired to one of regeneration? Well, it's not just about keeping busy. It's this really beautiful, balanced approach that's designed for deep, lasting impact. And this right here, this is their secret sauce. They combine this inner work they call purpose with outer action, which they call practice. The purpose part is all about the why. It's that deep, personal exploration to really understand what drives you. And the practice part, that's the what, the direct action you take on issues that really matter. And by connecting that why with the what, they make sure that the actions their members take aren't just busy work. It's not just something to fill the time. Instead, the action becomes deeply meaningful, it's personally fulfilling, and because of that, it's way more sustainable. All right, so that's the theory, but how does this framework actually play out in the real world? Let's start with that crucial purpose side of the equation. I mean, how do you even find your why? Well, a huge part of finding your purpose is being willing to unlearn what you think you already know. It's like that classic Zen story, you know? The one about the master pouring tea into a cup that's already full. If you want to learn something new, you've got to make some space first. So EAN has these educational programs, like something called the Regenerative Elder process, that literally guide people through this journey. It starts with inquiry, then moves to unlearning old assumptions. And finally, it helps you actually embody new ways of seeing yourself in the world around you. And all of that deep inner work, it's not just for navel-gazing. It directly fuels the practice side. Members take what they've discovered about themselves and they channel that incredible energy into organized working groups that are focused on really critical issues like climate action and sound democracy. So what you get is this amazing feedback loop. The personal growth, that self-discovery, it doesn't just stay inside. It translates directly into effective, focused action out in the world. Let me give you a perfect example. One elder started her journey in that regenerative elder process we mentioned, really diving deep into that question of what is my purpose now? And that inner exploration directly led her to build a dialogue program that bridged political divides and created real, tangible change right there in her own community. It's just the perfect illustration of connecting personal purpose with real-world practice. So, why does this balanced model of purpose and practice matter so much, especially right now? What's the really big takeaway here? It's because it elevates the work beyond just volunteering or protesting. It transforms it into something much deeper, what some people call sacred activism. The work becomes fundamentally about serving future generations and the planet itself. I mean, this approach just perfectly embodies that timeless idea. It's about working for a future that you yourself might not even get to see.
And there is something so incredibly powerful about being with a group of people who are all planting trees they know they won't sit under. And by building a community around this shared sense of purpose, elders aren't just taking a bunch of individual actions. They are actively co-creating a legacy of hope, of resilience, and of regeneration for every single person who comes after them. Ultimately, this whole framework leaves all of us with a really provocative question to think about, no matter how old we are. It's not just about the legacy we'll leave behind someday, it's about the impact we're having right here, right now. How are we making the room different while we are still in it?